Keith, a very good afternoon to you. Do tell us, of course, let's talk about the merits of the reasons, rather, of why these people are protesting. We understand that one of those reasons is, of course, that their properties are now selling for next to nothing on the land that they're currently occupying. Just take us through the brief background of the story.
Good afternoon to you, Alicia. Basically, Dingleton, let me give you a bit of history about Dingleton. It was built in the 1950s specifically for mine workers that were working for the Sishen mine at that time. And that was basically mainly white mine workers. There was about 500 households at the time in the 1950s when the mine started. So, in the late 80s, the mine decided to move some of its workers into the then developing town of Kathu. And the then Labour Party under Ellen Hendrickson then negotiated with the then government to see if they could proclaim the town of Dingleton to become a so-called coloured neighbourhood or town. They then succeeded and people started moving in there. Mm-hmm. So there was children born and communities actually really started growing there. But Kumba had sort of mid-term goals to sort of increase their productivity. And to the southwest of the existing mine, that's where Dingleton is a profitable area or feasible area for them to mine now. Mm-hmm. And apparently there's some good deposits of iron ore in that area.
But then, Keith,
so they started somewhere.
Yes, Keith, I wanted
Yes,
to find
Alicia?
out with that. I mean, of course, the Mineral Resources Department has to play a hand in that they have to issue a license or a permit for Kumba, for example, to be starting a mine or building a mine or looking for prospective mining rights in that area. Have they engaged with the Mineral Resources Department? Do you know if there's been any communication between government and, of course, the residents of Dingleton?
According to some of the residents and the mine that I spoke to, there has been ongoing consultation between the DMR, the communities, and the relevant government departments, the Northern Cape Government Department, National Government Department, and so on. So yes, there is obviously there would be normal, regular negotiations and plans to actually expand mining if need be. And that was the case when they decided, or rather started, with feasibility studies around 2008, Alicia.
All right, and now we're hearing that 96% of the residents have moved, but some 20 households are still holding on. So what is happening with this current impasse then, Keith? With those residents that have moved, are they satisfactory in their reporting back to say, well, the place that we've been moved to, I mean, anybody else can also move to it?
Well, basically what happened was in 2016, there was some 4,000 job losses at Kumba, or the iron ore sector. So I think that has also sort of had an impact on people's decision to take up Kumba's offer to move to Siyathemba, because the houses that they were living in was one, old, they were not very, very expensive, and some of them were living in RDP houses, and basically what happened is that some of them became unemployed. So Kumba gave them an option, gave them a house for about 1.5 million, looked after them, and I don't think many of those people said no to that offer, because that was an offer to get out of sort of poverty, if I can put it that way, Alicia.
And then just to close off, Keith, so legally Kumba has the right to do what they're doing at this stage, and that is to move those people. Is that what we're saying here?
Well, some of the people are saying that the 20 households or some that are there saying that Kumba is not actually negotiating in a fair manner to them, because they feel that they came to Dingleton, some of them 40 years ago, some of them 25 years ago, and they wanted to settle. They wanted to sort of root in, basically, and now they have to uproot. Their history is going to be gone. There's nothing of Dingleton that's going to be left. And there's going to be no history. Who's going to know what it's going to look like in the next 10 years? And they say they need more for their houses or their livelihood than what the mine is offering right now, Alicia.
All right, and is there any headway with those negotiations, do you know, at this stage, Keith?
Well, I spoke to the mine spokespersons a few days ago, and they're saying to me that they're going to keep negotiating with the remaining few people that are there. And they actually sort of help them to see that it's not going to be possible for them to stay in Dingleton. Yes, yes. Because if they're going to start mining, it's going to be about 500 meters from where the houses are standing right now, and it's going to be extremely dangerous. Alicia?
Absolutely, yeah. No, we've seen those incidents where people are just are located very closely to those mining sites, and of course, health issues always arise from that. Thank you so much to our reporter there. That is Keith Seister talking to us about the relocations that are happening in that town of Dingleton. Peter, what have you got for us now?